What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, this is something new for my channel. This is a first. I've been wanting to cover the CFL for a long time, and like I've been saying for a while as well, I want to branch out, cover more NHL teams, and do more with this channel than just do the recap reactions and Winnipeg Jets, Manitoba Moose related news for the team that I love. And why not start covering with the finals for the East and West? So we're going to have the East Finals video as you're watching right now, and we'll also have the West Final videos after that game happens between the Bombers and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But let's talk about the East Finals, the 2021 East Finals, where the Hamilton Tiger Cats were in Toronto facing off against the East Division winners in the Argonauts. And boy, was this an entertaining game of football. I'm not going to lie, I didn't think the Ticats were going to win this one. I was rooting for them only because I wanted to see the hosting team for the Grey Cup actually be able to play in it. I always love when that happens, especially in the CFL, since there are only 8 teams, so sometimes it happens actually more often than we'll ever see in the NFL, and that's just another beauty of this league, is that you get to see all those fan interactions and play in your own city, in your own stadium for the Grey Cup, if you are able to earn that right to get there. And this was an incredible game, and it was full of ups and downs, highs and lows for both teams, because when you watch that first half, if you're an Argos fan, you're sitting there and thinking, you know what, we're good, we're golden. You know, at the end of that first half, it was 12-0. They didn't have a lot of fight in them at all. The Ticats were awful. Jeremiah Mazzoli was terrible today in that first half of that game, going 4 for 6, 66.7% completion, only 22 yards, and just not being good at all. He was just very inconsistent. That play where he had all the time in the world in the pocket and just doesn't get anything done and gets sacked, he just did not play a good game. And the Argos defense was buzzing at the start of that first half and through the first and second quarter. Like I said, a shutout going into the second half of this game, and I was really confident in what the Argos were putting out there on the field. And I thought, you know what, the Ticats had a weak start to the season, and they were able to finish a little bit stronger near the end of the year, but nonetheless, I still felt like the Argonauts had a really good grip on this game going into the final 2 quarters of the East Final. And then Dane Evans comes in, and holy crap, Dane Evans might have had one of the best games of his career tonight. What an absolute amazing performance going down in the record book coming in off the bench. Dane Evans tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was 16 for 16, 100% on his completion, obviously, for 249 yards, 1 touchdown, as well as the fact that he was also able to get 2 rushing touchdowns as well. So an incredible day for Dane Evans, throwing for 1 touchdown, rushing for 2, one of his best games of his career. McLeod Bethel-Thompson, excuse me, my stutter kicking in there a little bit, but nonetheless, McLeod Bethel-Thompson had a pretty damn good game as well. 24 for 38, 63.2%, over 283 yards thrown. Unfortunately, no touchdowns, even though they got pretty close, especially in that fourth quarter, but he had a pretty good game as well. And what really ended up happening for the Argonauts is that the defense kind of allowed the Hamilton Ticats to creep into this game slowly. Obviously, you have that massive rush, punting return touchdown from Poppy White, who was able to get, like I said, 117 yards, his long of 92-yard return for that 1 touchdown to give them their first score of the game. That really jump-started the Ticats offense. Once that touchdown was scored, the cracks started to show in the armor of the Argonauts defense. They were still playing okay, don't get me wrong, but as the game progressed after that punt return, that really is what broke the camel's back in this game for the Argonauts, because not only did you have a great punt return there with perfect blockings by everyone on that Hamilton team, you had a really good receiving core for the Ticats as well. You look at Jason Ackland today, going 8 attempts, 112 yards, his long being 32-yard catch with 1 touchdown. Brendan Banks having a game as well, going for 63 yards on 3 completions. A really good game by one of the best receivers in the CFL. And you go over to the Argos receiving side, and don't get me wrong, look at their stats. You can see for yourself. They had a pretty damn good game too on the receiving end, obviously. 74 yards for Gittins Jr. having a really good game. Eric Rogers as well going for 62. DJ Foster getting 57 yards. A really good, respectable game by the Argonauts. They just weren't able to score, and the defense started to fail them. And when, like I said, when you have a quarterback coming off of the bench in Dane Evans that can rush for 2 touchdowns, throw for 1, go for 16 for 16, at 250 yards almost, 249 to be exact, you're not going to really be able to beat that. And that's exactly what carried the Ticats to this victory. And I'm not going to lie, I was in shock watching them in that third quarter. They were phenomenal. Probably the best we've seen of the Ticats all season long. I really liked their game today. Not to mention the fact that almost all the points scored by the Argos were field goals. That being said, the Ticats didn't score any field goals today. They went for it almost every time, really playing a good game, going for those 2-point conversions as well. I believe they were 3 for 4 on the conversions today, for 2-point conversions, which is very, very good. And that's another reason why they won this game, right? When you're able to score on those 2-point conversions, it's going to be very hard for you to kind of creep back in because you're obviously adding more onto that scoreboard. Field goals aren't going to be enough. And when you're not throwing for any touchdowns, even though McLeod Bethel-Thompson and his receiving core had a pretty good game, that's going to kind of shoot yourself in the foot when you just can't get that ball in the end zone. And what really, really showed the struggles they had on scoring was that fourth quarter attempt and last final drive by Bethel McLeod-Thompson, where he really, really played a solid game, had a great drive, gets there with, I believe, 20 yards to the end zone, makes a great throw, and it's picked off. And they were lucky to get that ball back. They get the other opportunity, they fumble it, get the field goal kicked, and then they fuck up the onside kick. And that's kind of the end of the game for them. Like, they had their opportunities to score and get back into this game. And when you really think about it, the Argos should have been up way more than 12-0 at the end of that second half. The Ticats defense was awful. Jeremiah Mazzoli was not getting anything done for them. And the Argos, like I said, just didn't take advantage of the opportunities given to them by a weaker Hamilton team in that first half. If you have that Hamilton team playing that bad, you have to take advantage of those opportunities. Because they didn't take advantage of those opportunities and allowed the Ticats to slowly creep back into that game, especially after that 93-yard punt return by Poppy White, that's really going to, 92 yards, but still, that's going to really shoot yourself in the foot and break the momentum that you had. You've got to be able to score off of those opportunities. When you don't score off of those opportunities, you're not going to win crucial games. And the Ticats were patient. They got a really good, lucky, jump start by Dan Evans coming in. I think if Dane Evans doesn't come in, obviously they lose this game because Mazzoli was terrible. And it really shows that I think Dane Evans is the guy you go with, obviously, now in the Grey Cup against whoever wins the Saskatchewan Blue Wire game. We already know how I'm feeling about that. But nonetheless, I am very impressed with this game. It turned out to be way more entertaining than I thought it would. The Ticats really showed up when they needed to. When you look at their second half scoring, third quarter they're able to put up 12 points compared to the 1 the Argos get, and in the fourth they put up 15 compared to the 6. Like, all of their scoring came in the second half, and they were dominant at that point. Like I said, they really dominated that game in that second half, and they really, really took control. And if they didn't, like I said, Dane Evans, all these good variables, that punt return was huge for their momentum, and it really started to crack the armor that was the Argos defense. I think that this was a phenomenal game to watch. I am so excited for the Bombers-Saskatchewan game, and I think it's actually starting in about 15 minutes from the time of recording this, so I'll hopefully be able to get this video up for you all to enjoy it, watch it, and then be able to check out that Bomber game. A great day for CFL football. I enjoyed the hell out of this game. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, Ticats fans and Argonaut fans. What did you think of this game? What were the strong points? What were the weak points? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, if you're a new viewer of this channel and a fan of the CFL and you just stumbled across this video, let me know what you thought about this. This is the first time I've ever covered the CFL on my channel. If you enjoyed the format, if you enjoyed the takes, if you enjoyed the information, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And also, let me know some constructive criticism, I always like to see criticism in the comment section, especially when it's constructive. It helps me get better and create better content for your enjoyment. So please, if there's anything you think that I could do better in the next future for these CFL videos, let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to check out the Prairie Puck podcast as well if you're new, because we just interviewed Chris Wallaby on our first ever CFL edition of that podcast series, along with the Nolan Hockey podcast. You can go check it out right now. Link in the top right corner of your screen. Check it out. Wallaby is an absolute gem. Great interview. We had a fantastic time talking to him on the show. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope you enjoyed the podcast. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter, all the other jazz, as you guys know. Check out all the affiliated links. Have a great rest of your day. Go Bombers, go. Go Jets, go. Blake Wheeler's 1000th career game tonight, so you know I'll be covering that. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity, and bye-bye.